If you've been meditating for weeks or months and still don't feel any different, you're probably making at least one of these 5 critical mistakes that 99% of people make when they start their meditation practice. So first, we have to clarify our purpose for meditation, right? Because there are different reasons to meditate. One is just for simply relaxation. You just literally want to relax, and so you do some form of meditation. That's fine. Okay. Another purpose for meditation is to regulate your mind, which is all about spiritual growth, which is about becoming the master of your own mind and not letting your mind, through habit, run your life. And that's the meditation that we always talk about here. It's regulating your mind, making spiritual advancement by harnessing the power of your own mind and sort of controlling your own mind. The relaxation thing, anyone can do that at any time. That's fine. We're not talking about relaxation in this video specifically. We're going to be talking about regulating your mind and getting control of your thoughts and your life. So the first mistake, trying to push away thoughts. Yeah, this is very common. Most beginners think that meditation means having no thoughts. And that means they have to fight against their thoughts, their normal mental activity. They have to push away thoughts, and meditation becomes like some boxing match. And it's wrong because fighting with your thoughts creates tension and defeats the whole purpose of meditation. So you have to treat your thoughts as like clouds passing in the sky and just pay them no attention with this attitude of like, whatever. So that's the solution. Learn how to ignore your thoughts and don't react to them. Of course, if you get too distracted by thoughts, if you start thinking about what you're going to have for breakfast tomorrow and all that, gently, as soon as you realize that, gently bring your attention back to your heart, to the peaceful lightness in your heart, and then let go again. Yeah, so mistake number 2, lying down and falling asleep. This is a big one because a lot of people, this is mostly the relaxation people, but they want to just lay down and close their eyes and meditate. And guess what happens? You fall asleep when you lay down, and especially when you lean your head against anything. When you rest your head against something, pretty much you're going to fall asleep. So yeah. And so why is it wrong? Because sleep and meditation are 2 very different states of consciousness. Meditation requires an alertness, while sleep is, you're obviously unconscious. So the solution to this one is always sit upright and don't rest your head on anything. So you should just sit normally upright, whether in some way, and don't rest your head on anything. And you can also meditate earlier in the day. Like if you get tired at night and you don't want to meditate at night, then meditate in the morning. The morning is actually a better time to meditate, first thing in the morning. Yeah, and then just sit in a way where you can maintain a decent posture. So that one's easy. Mistake number 3, over-relying on music and guided meditations. Yeah, so this is the problem. Constantly depending on external guidance prevents your development of independent meditation skills. And again, if you're going to relax, that's one thing, that's different. But if we're talking about real meditation here where you're trying to regulate your mind, then you have to do it in silence. These guided meditations, they're good for what they are, but they're not for the purpose of regulating your mind and all that. And why is it wrong? Because it splits attention between the instructor's voice and the meditation object, which is, peaceful lightness in your heart. Meanwhile, if there's someone talking, you're listening to them talk, it's not meditation, technically speaking. It also creates dependency on external conditions. Yeah, when you want to meditate, you should just be able to meditate anywhere, anytime, without anything. So if you're dependent on music or some guided meditation, that's not as good. Yeah, and it prevents deeper states of concentration that come about from meditation. So yeah, the solution is only use guided meditations as basically training wheels initially, if you want. And again, if you just want to relax, you could do whatever you want to relax. And then, but of course, if you use guided meditations as training wheels, then gradually transition to silent meditation. And I will tell you something, once you get used to silent meditation, you will never want music playing or someone talking ever again. You won't want that. You will want complete silence, because that way you can do your practice and actually benefit from it. All right, mistake number 4, practicing without proper guidance. Yeah, attempting to navigate the meditation journey without a qualified guide or a teacher, that can be tough, because as you progress, your experiences will change and evolve. And, when you start meditating, you're going to experience certain things. And then after a week, you'll experience different things. After a month, different things. After a year, different things. You're going to be evolving, and that's why it's always good to have a teacher or a guide that you can talk to and get answers to your questions when things change. Because if you don't have a guide or a teacher, after a month of meditating, you're going to experience certain things and you're not going to know what it means or how to handle it. You could guess, but it's just better to have a teacher or a guide. And so why is it wrong? Of course, it's not wrong, but why is it wrong to not have a guide or a teacher? Because spiritual experiences can be confusing without the proper context. Yeah, or even frightening sometimes. Also, your progress can plateau without skilled guidance, and you risk developing incorrect techniques that become habits. This is a big one. People, when they meditate on their own for months, they could just get into really bad habits and they think they're fine, but they have really bad habits. So that's why a guide or a mentor is really good. And plus, missing opportunities for deeper understanding. Look, we have to learn from people who have a lot of experience. That's how you can achieve more in less time, is by listening to people who know what they're talking about, who can guide you, right? So what's the solution? Well, find a qualified meditation teacher or a mentor. Join a meditation group like Lightness Meditation. Oh yeah, meditate with us. We pretty much live stream every day. You can also read authentic meditation texts from established traditions. And you can also send your feedback on your regular practice. So for instance, if you meditate with us in Lightness Meditation every day, or whatever session you attend, you can ask questions in the chat, because I'm here to help you understand what's happening and answer any questions, because there are a lot of questions. When you start meditating and you start dealing with your own mind, there's a lot there. So yeah. Okay, and finally, mistake number 5, inconsistent practice or unrealistic expectations. Yeah, here's the problem, is when you meditate sporadically or you meditate once and you're like, oh, I didn't feel anything, and then you quit, or expecting immediate transformation, right? That's a wrong expectation. Meditation has to be a continuous long-term practice. Probably you'll see good results if you do it properly. If you meditate properly, it only takes like 3 or 6 months to really have some good results and to really feel good about what you're doing. It could take less than that. It could take longer, but definitely meditation is a long-term practice in general. So why is it wrong to have an inconsistent practice? Because the benefits accumulate over consistent daily practice, and the brain needs time to form these new neural pathways, right? Yeah, so expecting quick results leads to frustration and abandonment. That's why people quit. And true transformation, 6 to 12 months sounds about right. So the solution, commit to a daily practice. Yeah, even if it's just 20 minutes. 30 minutes is much better. But you can meditate with us every weekday morning. We do 20 minutes. That's good. And you can focus on consistency over the duration, right? So instead of trying to meditate for like an hour, just try to meditate every day, even if it's only for 20 minutes, right? Yeah, and set realistic expectations. And this is where having a guide or a teacher comes in too, because your teacher will help you set the proper expectations, right? Or I should say, not set wrong expectations. So yeah, and you can track your practice. by keeping a diary. That's really great. After every meditation session, you just write in your diary. How do you feel? What did you experience during meditation? That's it. Just write down quickly. Doesn't have to take more than a minute. Just write down what you're feeling, what you experienced during that meditation. And that really helps you learn from your own practice. Yeah, and benefits, they're not going to be immediately apparent. This is a long game. Meditation is a longer process, and but the results are so worth it. Life-changing. So what's the conclusion? Well, the conclusion is make sure you understand these 5 things that most people get wrong, and don't get them wrong, right? Just make sure you don't make these mistakes. That's really it. Meditation is a skill that develops over time, and I invite you to share your experience as you go, like in the chat when we're meditating live, or obviously after the meditation session, you can type in your questions and stuff. And you can also contact me directly if you want through the website, lightnessmeditation.org. And join us regularly, subscribe to this channel, and I'm here to help you on your meditation journey. So if you're ever overwhelmed, let me know. If you ever have questions, ask me. I'm here to help you. That's the only reason I'm here, literally. So please, if you want some help, and if you think I can help, please let me know. And I hope you can join us on our meditation sessions, live streams, and please subscribe to the channel. And also share the channel with anyone you know who might want to meditate, or you probably know some people who meditate. Just share the channel, because what we're doing with Lightness Meditation is we're doing live stream meditations, and it's really helpful for people to join in to a group meditation, because it makes people feel better, right? They're not just doing it on their own. So what we're doing is really valuable. So if there's any way you can help us expand Lightness Meditation to more people, please do. So, all right. I wish you all the best. See you soon.